Hello, 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 powerful people. Welcome to the More Money with Millen, a show that is a kind of operating manual for having more money without stress and making your money work for you so you create your rich life. I'm Millen Livis, holistic financial independence mentor. I help people to grow more money and take less risk so they don't have to worry about money anymore. So today I will talk about receiving consistent income from stocks. I often remind my clients that having multiple sources of income is a cornerstone of being financially independent. It's a cornerstone. You cannot rely on a single income source and have a peace of mind about your financial life. Impossible. Because in life, things happen. Businesses close, think pandemic. Jobs disappear, think recession. Cost of living skyrockets, think inflation, etc., etc. So having diversified sources of income is a wise thing to do. If you follow me for a while, you know that I am investing in stock market for years, and it's one of my sources of income. How? How do you receive consistent income from the stock market, you may ask? The answer is simple. Stock dividends. You see, when I started investing in the stock market in the 90s, I was gambling. I was ambitious and ignorant, which is a dangerous combo. So I tried to raise money for the house down payment, our first house, and we needed more money to pay for down payment. So I was buying hot stocks to double and triple my money quickly. For a short time, I had what investors call the beginner's luck and made money on speculative stocks. But this luck dissipated rather quickly. That's why when I realized that if I want to build lasting wealth, I have to become a strategic investor, not a gambler. So I diversified my positions among my stock positions among growth stocks, stocks of the companies that have great new technologies and grow quickly, value stocks, shares of solid companies, but cheap at the moment because of temporary non-structural issues, and Wall Street hates these situations, and income stocks, stocks of the companies that pay consistent and increasing dividends. Basically, they share their profits with the shareholders. Here's the thing. There are two possible ways to receive income from the stock market. Two. The first way is when a stock you own appreciates in value. That's it. When people who want to buy the stock decide that a share is worth more than you paid for it. If you hold a stock that has gone up in value, you have what's known as unrealized gains. Only when you sell the stock, you lock in your gains. Since stock prices fluctuate constantly, when the market is open, you never really exactly know how much money you're going to make from your stock until you sell it, right? Okay, the second way is when the company you own the stock issues dividend. Okay, when the company that owns the stock, when the company that you own the stock in issues dividends. A dividend is a payout that some companies make to shareholders that reflects the company's earnings. Dividends are often paid out quarterly and they provide shareholders with a consistent stream of income, regardless of what happens to the stock price of this company. Typically, older, well-established companies pay dividends more consistently, while newer companies sometimes don't pay consistently or don't pay at all. Okay, for example, Apple stock pays dividends now, but it was not paying dividends 10 years ago, right? Dividends are not guaranteed, so a company can stop paying them at any time. That's why it's super important to check the history of companies' dividend payments and see if the company is consistently increasing the dividends over time. And to keep your money growing as fast as possible, it's smart to keep reinvesting your dividends rather than spending them when you receive them, okay? Reinvest in them. You can simply set up a dividend reinvestment function in your brokerage account, or set up a dividend reinvestment plan called DRIP in your bank or brokerage account, which will make reinvestment automatic, okay? That's very, very important. Look, I fully understand the allure of the immediate gains and popular assets like Bitcoin, okay? Buying dividend paying stocks may seem boring comparing to promises to become a cryptocurrency millionaire within a couple of years, right? However, my many years experience as an investor have taught me that get rich quick schemes do not work. Even get rich somewhat quick efforts can too easily crash and burn your golden eggs. That's certainly happened in my life more than once. Which is why today I invite you to consider safer income plays, many of which you can buy right through your brokerage account. For example, it's known that REITs, real estate investment trust companies, invest in residential and commercial real estate. It's known that they often pay high dividends. However, it is also known that some companies that pay high dividends are more risky than others, right? One of the reasonably priced REITs that pay consistently over, I think it's 4% dividend, is Kimco Realty Group, symbol KIM. It's the company that owns and operates open-air grocery shopping centers and mixed-use assets. The stock market can generate massive returns for investors, right? Massive, if you invest in the right stocks. My father-in-law was living off his dividends income in his entire retirement years. Not bad, right? But investing in dividend-paying stock strategy requires patience and discipline. Many companies that pay reliable increasing dividends are some of the world's highest quality businesses. These companies are well managed, have great products and services. Don't take unmitigated risk and focus on growing their businesses and rewarding shareholders steadily, and even increase their dividend payments. I'm talking about companies like Apple, AAPL symbol, one of the most popular technology investments in the market today. I mentioned earlier that 10 years ago, Apple didn't pay interest, didn't pay dividends, right? It started paying dividends only in 2012. It's paid out over 128 billion in dividends to its shareholders since it started paying dividends. And I believe its dividends will continue to rise. Another example, Microsoft, symbol MSFT, which pays dividends for over 20 years and annually increased its dividends. When the company not only consistently pays dividends, but also increases the dividend payments annually, it signals strong fundamental growth. Another examples would be examples of solid dividend-paying companies would be Visa, symbol V, MasterCard, symbol M.A, or Costco, symbol COST, just to name a few, right? So what do all these boring companies have in common? First, they've provided consistently rising dividends that bump up their total returns even more, okay? Very important. And the second, they outperform the ARK Innovation ETF, like symbol ARKK. It's a famous ETF that focuses on trendy tech plays over the same time frame as, so this boring dividend-paying companies overperform this trendy ETF that has all these fancy tech companies, innovative tech companies. So you see, boring versus trendy. In other words, when compared to fundamentally strong companies, speculation okay? Whether in stocks or cryptocurrencies, rarely pays off over a longer period of time. Speculation rarely pays off over longer periods of time. My stock market income strategy is very simple. Accumulate shares of the safest, highest quality dividend paying growth stocks. I don't care that they're boring. Then, once I own these stocks, my next step is easy. Do nothing. Do nothing. That's all it takes to make money while you sleep. So, my friends, the bottom line is this. You don't have to gamble in financial markets to receive additional income from it. Gambling in the stock market is not a great way to make money that lasts. And you want to make money that lasts. You want to build wealth that lasts, right? As an income investor, aka dividend growth investor, you can receive a great additional income from the highest quality companies on earth. And by the way, those dividends income sources continue to grow larger and larger as they compound, because they compound over time. All right. The best secret in the world is compounded interest. And voila, you now know how you can create consistent income from the stock market instead of taking huge risk by speculating and gambling with exciting, trendy stocks. And you can diversify. You can have trendy stocks, but definitely make sure that you have solid dividend paying stocks. That's all for today.